Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Speaker, Valentina Matvienko, distinguished members of the Russian delegation, honorable senators, excellencies, it is a great personal pleasure and a rare privilege to convey our profound greetings and sentiments of bonhomie to our distinguished guests as memento of abiding friendship and love from the Pakistani Parliament, the political and parliamentary leadership, and our whole nation. Madam Speaker, we are grateful to you and the members of your delegation for honoring us with your visit. I am confident that this valuable interaction and exchange of ideas between parliamentarians from the two sides would go a long way in further enriching, diversifying, and deepening fraternal Pakistan-Russia relationships. Madam Speaker, your visit marks a historic headway in furthering Pakistan-Russia relations and cooperation. I am buoyed by absolute confidence that together we can lay the foundation for an even stronger partnership in the future to realize commonly cherished ideas of peace, development, progress, innovation, enlightenment, and harmony. The bonds of friendship and cooperation that we have renewed during your visit will enrich and deepen our bilateral, inter-parliamentary, economic, investment, and trade linkages. Madam Speaker, it's a very proud day for me today. Talking about 100 years old history, I am a proud hire standing in front of you right now. Let's remember my great-grandfather and my grandfather, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan and Khan Abdul Wali Khan, who both are now late, who just for this ideology and mindset that we must have friendly relationships with our neighboring country, regional countries, have been labeled traitors in Pakistan, as we said before, have been labeled agents of Russia. And in Pakistan, we and you both have been called the red non-Muslims. And I'm proud of that today, that Pakistan is moving in the direction where we asked them to move 50 years ago. The only reason we had to struggle for the 50 years taking Russia was our idea of having friendship with regional and neighboring countries. Taking this privilege, I request the chair to extend hands towards all neighboring countries. We must have a friendship criteria before everything. We must have good friendship with India. We must have good friendship with Afghanistan. We must have good friendship with Iran, China, Russia, and we must promote dialogues between these countries. Madam Chairman, I, as the chairman of Awami National Party, would like to bring it in your notice that in my headquarters in Peshawar, Bacha Khan Markaz, we have had an exchange of poetry between Russia and Pashtuns. Alexander Pushkin's statue is there in Bacha Khan Markaz, where anyone can go and find it, and the ambassador knows it very well. And in return, our national poet, Khan Abdul Ghani Khan, his statue is there in Russia, and this shows the tie between Russia and Awami National Party and the Pashtun nation. Madam Chairman, just to remind everyone, in 80s, we had a students' exchange program where people from Awami National Party, the Pashtuns, used to be sent to Russia where they would study on scholarship, and at this moment there are thousands and thousands of Pashtuns living in Russia, living their lives over there after that program, and we would love that program to be reinitiated, and we would love student exchange programs, and some more technical programs over there. Madam Speaker, history is history, but we cannot live in history. We must learn from history, and then we must move on. History might be brutal. Let me state that. Sitting and standing in my country, have to face a lot of troubles. But again I say, history might be brutal. But Madam Speaker, as I said, we have to learn lessons and we have to move on. And your visit and this delegation's visit to Pakistan shows that yes, we are moving on, and countries or nations decide with their minds, not with their hearts. We have to leave our hearts aside, and minds at this time says that you need us and we need you. Russia needs Pakistan and Pakistan needs Russia, and this bilateral relation is the need of the hour, was the need of the hour, and will be the need of the hour. Whatever, Madam Speaker, is happening is our dream. My ancestors, with hundreds of thousands of workers, dreamt to have a good relationship with Russia as a country and Russia as a nation. We must work at every level to make these bonds strong. May it be between country to country, or may it be between nations to nations. We must work on nations to nations relations. We must work on business. We must work on trade. We must have expertise exchange program. We must have technical exchange program. And as Madam Chairman, I said, we must work at every level to make the bonds between Russia and Pakistan the strongest bonds that people must relate to. Madam Chairman, we, as the preachers of non-violence, we, the Awami National Party, as the preachers of peace, and as I consider myself or the ideology as allies to the Russian Federation in Pakistan in the past 50 or 60 years, I request you, I would never want to hurt the sentiments, but I want to become the voice of the voiceless. Madam, it's a request, a humble request, that the war must end. There must be an end to the Ukraine war. And Madam, it's a voice of the voiceless. War never brings love. War brings hatred. War brings disharmony. And every matter must be solved across the table. Madam Speaker, it will be a lovely gesture if we can have this as a present to this Pakistan or the Republic of Pakistan, and this war comes to an end, because, Madam, we and you all must promote love. We must promote non-violence. We must condemn what the violent countries are doing. We must condemn what Israel is doing. We must condemn what Israel, backed by the US, is doing. War is not in favor of anyone. The world must put an end to the war, and we and you must put together our voices for or against the brutality of Israel, what Israel is doing in the world. Supported and backed by the US of A, we must put an end to it. We must put a foot down in it, that there must not be any war. And if our lovely life or our peace is disturbed, we must join our hands together for peace to be supported and put back. I would also like to congratulate the government of Russia on the successful conclusion of the BRICS summit. And Madam Speaker, we, Pakistan, would love to be part of your summit. We would love to be part of the BRICS. And it's again voice of all Pakistan nation that you put our word ahead, and Pakistan must be part of the BRICS. I would also request the government of Russia to consider the installation of a small atomic power station in Pakistan, which is already in process. And as I've been to Russia and I know what a lovely country, what a lovely nation, working on 100 regional languages. My God, we cannot work on one language. Russia is working on 100 regional languages, and I salute that country just because of this. Ma'am, it also reflects our shared belief that through dialogue and legislative cooperation, we can nurture partnerships that transcend political boundaries and bring our people closer together. I am confident that our parliamentary ties will also continue to flourish with more such exchanges so as to share good practices and expertise for mutual benefit. Madam Chairman, on this note, I once again welcome and greet Your Excellency in our midst, confident that the friendship between Pakistan and Russia would grow from strength to strength and generation to generations in year to come. I thank you.
No permission. Madam Speaker.